Tonight on From the Heart, some of the people and places that make us proud to be Detroiters.
And we take a very personal trip home.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Erik Smith.
And I'm Carolyn Clifford. We want to welcome you to our homegrown edition of From the Heart.
What a year it has been for the city of Detroit.
Absolutely. We found ourselves smack dab in the middle of the national spotlight, from the All-Star game to the Super Bowl. And I think we all felt like Detroiters again. We were proud of our city and proud of ourselves.
Time to do a lot of remembering about what makes Detroit such a unique place. And for many of us, it was a chance to go home again and remember the things of childhood.
So this is the block that you grew up in.
This is where it all began for me in Detroit, on Hogarth Street, right off from Dexter down there. You know, this was just a great neighborhood. It was a neighborhood.
And this is the house you actually grew up in?
Yeah, right there.
What age are we talking about?
Well, let's see, I'm about 6 or 7, somewhere in there.
So you were a little bitty guy?
I was a little bitty guy.
What's your fondest memory from this block here?
Oh, just the people. We had a real mixed neighborhood here. We had, well, just a diversity of folks. We had some old retirees. We had younger families. My first girlfriend was in that little house down the street there. Her name was Priscilla.
Priscilla?
She was an African-American girl, and my grandma didn't care for that. But that was a different time. You know, that was a different time.
A time of young love and 10-cent treasures just a few short blocks from home.
You know, you got allowance. I had a 10 cents a week allowance. But we'd come up here and blow the 10 cents. We had a penny candy rack on the side, and over on that side were some comic books. And I always get a dime comic book, or, you know,
or some candy.
Or some candy.
My kid. Okay.
Yeah, and then I'd go up to church. This was the Pilgrim Congregational Church, and, you know, I sang in the choir here, and in later years it became the Shrine of the Black Madonna. But this is where I
Got your religious foundation.
No, but I did learn to sing before I went to Motown. Da, 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 da. What does that remind you of?
I got sunshine, right?
On a cloudy day, yeah.
That's right. Erik was just a young singer doing the church circuit when he was invited into the inner sanctum of a sacred place on the boulevard called Motown. So back then you were a choir boy, but in this setting you were a professional, really, right?
Yeah, well, we got paid. Not a lot, but we got paid. I mean, this was, I think, one of the most exciting things that really ever happened to me, was to come into Motown, sing in Studio A, and then wind up hearing it on the radio one day, you know, and it was exciting.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at Stevie Wonder's picture up there, and you actually sang background on a number of his hits, his big hits.
Big hits, yeah. Ma Cherie Amour, You Are the Sunshine of My Life.
Wow.
For Once in My Life, I Have Someone. And then we go, do-wah, do-wah.
So being back in this studio now, I mean, it pretty much looks the same, right?
Oh, it does. It's exactly the same.
What does it feel like to know that you're a part of history? I mean, Motown's history.
It's hard to believe 40 years have passed since I stood in this very spot. I mean, it really is hard to believe.
Wow, so you went from Motown to Channel 7.
Yeah. Sure did.
Amazing.
I was a little guy, young man, very young. I'm a teenager.
That teenager would go on to a successful career in radio broadcasting before becoming the familiar face we've all grown to love here on Channel 7 for the past 4 decades.